Good afternoon, fans. This is your girl from Mel'S Mat Chat, and this is episode 345 of the podcast. How is everybody doing on this hot, scorching hot day? Holy shit, it's hot. I just checked it. It's 94 degrees with a heat index of 101. Stay the fuck inside. If you decide to go out there, it's your own damn fault. But I'm staying again. I'm keeping cool. I have my air conditioners on, and it's a beautiful sight. What's a beautiful sight is that today I am dedicating my show to my sexy, gorgeous man, John. And he's actually in the other room, and this is his weekend, and he is here with me. Oh my God, my nose. Allergy attack. So he's here with me in the other room, and I am just so happy right now. So Wednesday was his birthday, and happy birthday. And I'm not going to spend too much time here, but I'm going to get you through what needs to get through. And I'm just going to also announce Forbidden Door, I will be covering, and I will be going live at like 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday of the 30th with preview and predictions. And then I'm going to go and review it on Monday. You know me. AEW pay-per-views, me review it the same day. No, it's not the same day. It's the next day. It's on a Monday. So I'm going to bed right afterwards. Hopefully that Tony Khan doesn't add any more, because honestly, we don't need it. My allergies are kicking my ass today, honestly. So, please do me a favor while you're here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications, so when I go live, upload a video, or do a short, you will know about it. You wonder what this is? It's a burn. I waxed my lip. It burned. Also, please do me a favor and check me out on all my social media, which is Facebook, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, X, Twitter, and Cameo, all Mel's Mat Chat. I'm on Snapchat, and I'm also on OnlyFans. You can find me with Real Mel's Mat Chat. So go and do as you please with that. Please also do me a favor. Go check out the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Visit their website for all your beard essentials. Now, I don't have a beard, but, other people do. So do yourself a favor and go get the really good quality. And they're doing some great things over there with their staff and their workers, and they're doing great things for the community. So go check them out. If you want to murder for your thirst and you need the artillery to do it, please go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Visit their website for all your ammunition to murder your thirst. You got spring water, unflavored seltzer water, iced tea, and sports packs. So go and check them out at liquiddeath.com. If you're a coffee aficionado, just like I am, and you want to sample the world's strongest coffee with the lowest acidic rate, go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Visit their website for all your coffee essentials and coffee accessories. And they also have great merch. So go check them out at deathwishcoffee.com. Sorry. If you want to support local independent wrestling, and this is on the rise. It is House of Glory on Friday, July 26th, high intensity. We're going to have Swerve Strickland versus Amazing Red. So hopefully that he'll still have the title after that. And then we're going to have East Coast versus West Coast, Future Stars of Wrestling versus Hog Wrestlers, August 17th, and it will be in Las Vegas. So go check that all out. If you can't get tickets, go download the Thriller app, formerly known as Fight, and you can watch it there. We're going to start off with all AEW because Forbidden Door is popping up, and I want to give them the spotlight to start it off. And then I'm just going to do Raw because if you notice, Raw and SmackDown from last week will be on the preview and predictions of the Clash at the Castle. So you could go check that out. Also, go check out all the rest of the content, including Backlash, Double or Nothing, and Clash at the Castle. All the reviews are up on the channel, so go check that out. We're going to start off with Rampage from last week. Rampage was broadcast from the Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa. We started off with the AEW Women's World Champion, Toni Storm, versus Alex Windsor. Windsor blindsided the champion as Toni was handing her title belt to Mariah May. Toni used a Luthez press on Windsor. Storm sent Windsor crashing to the arena floor with a hip attack. Windsor got up and drove Storm's face first into the ring apron. Windsor shoved Luther and collided with Mariah, and Mariah inadvertently knocked Toni down. Toni turned the tables with a hip attack in the corner. Toni followed up with a fisherman suplex. Toni Storm headbutted Windsor. Windsor walloped Storm with a Shining Wizard. Toni drilled Windsor with its Storm Zero and won via pinfall. That's what makes Toni Storm so dangerous. She can snap off that Storm Zero in the blink of an eye and change the complexion of the match, said Excalibur. I mean, the Owen Hart Cup is so predictable. Mariah May is in there. She's going to end up getting the win. So it is what it is. You know, it just, I hate when things are so predictable, honestly. You know? Trios match. The Cage of Agony. Brian Cage, Toa Leona, and Bishop Khan versus Solomon Tupa, Jay Marston, and Kevin Gutierrez. Bishop blasted Tuputo with a shotgun dropkick. Toa tucked Gutierrez and drilled him with a lariat. Cage tagged in and hit a powerbomb on Jay Marston. Cage of Agony hoisted up Marston and then slammed him to the mat with Dawn and quartered with Bishop scoring the pin. If I'm the Bang Bang Gang, look out, said Daddy Magic. Rocky Romero versus Shota Umino. Rocky chopped Shota. Shota answered with a chop of his own. Shota picked up Rocky and dropped him flat on the mat. Shota followed up with a drop kick. Rocky pulled out some sneaky style and connected with a tope suicida on Shota Umino. Rocky went for the forever clothesline, but Shota countered with a picture-perfect drop kick. Umino spiked Rocky with a DDT on the apron. Umino followed up with an exploder suplex for a near fall. Romero hit a corkscrew kick and then an uppercut. Rocky planted Shota with a DDT. Rocky nailed Shota with a running sliced bread for a near fall. Umino proving why he's considered one of the toughest young stars in New Japan Pro Wrestling, said Excalibur. Umino stunned Rocky with a stutter step neck breaker. Umino rocked Romero with a snapping paradigm shift and pinned Rocky. A great win over savvy veteran, said Excalibur. Sadaman Singh versus Rosario Guerrero. Sadaman Singh grabbed Guerrero's hand and wouldn't let it go. Sadaman popped Guerrero in a bear hug and dragged on him until the referee stopped the match. Jay Lethal, Sadamat Singh is on a roll. You just squashed Grillo in a record time. Sanjay, I have a little side bet. I can beat my opponent faster than that tonight, buddy. Rampage main event. The Bastard Pac versus Jay Lethal. Pac took down Lethal with a flying mare. Lethal stomped on Pac in the corner. Pac regained momentum and flipped over the top rope, landing on Lethal in the arena floor. Distracted the ref while Sadaman Singh pulled Pac to the floor. The ref ejected Sadaman from ringside. Jay Lethal ground and pound Pac on the arena floor. Lethal whipped Pac into the ring barricade. Lethal went for a lethal injection in the ring, but Pac countered with a drop kick. Lethal was looking for a figure four, but Pac kicked Lethal away. Lethal managed to lock on the figure four after the dragon screw. Sanjay Dutt taunted Pac. Pac managed to reach the ropes and force the ref to break the hold. Pac back body dropped Lethal off the turnbuckles, countering an awesome bomb attempt. Dutt distracted Pac, allowing time for Lethal to roll out of the way. Pac could do a black arrow, but Lethal went for a lethal injection, but Pac stunned Jay with a misdirection lariat. Pac applied the brutalizer and Jay Lethal was forced to submit. Pac has become one of the favorites of the Owen Hart Foundation Cup, said Excalibur. There's no question about it, replied Tony Schiavone. So we're going to go to Collision. My allergies are kicking my ass today. Collision. It's the 1-year anniversary of Collision, and they're coming from the Cavalry Center in Youngstown, Ohio. We started off with the Blackpool Combat Club. Brian Danielson and Claudia Castagnoli with Wheeler Yuta and Jock Moxley versus Leo Rush, TMDK, Mikey Nichols, and Shane Hayes. They were in WWE as well as Leo Rush. We started off with Leo Rush attempted a roundhouse kick on Danielson, but Danielson ducked it. Roosh ducked Daniel. Roosh was in this? No, Rush. I was right. Rush rocked Danielson with a Hurricane Rana. Yuta tagged in and ate a thrust kick from Rush. Leo tagged out and Rocky Romero to Rocky Romero. Yuta and Romero traded strikes in the center of the ring. Yuta hit a German suplex on Rocky. Claudio grabbed a tag, but TMK jumped into the fray. Nichols nailed Claudio with a running lariat. Claudio planted both members of TMDK and tagged Danielson in. Danielson blasted Hayes with a shotgun drop kick. Hayes cut off Danielson with a running elbow. Danielson managed to apply the label lock, but Hayes grabbed the ropes and forced the ref to break the hold. Meanwhile, the members of both teams began to brawl around the ring. Rocky rammed into Danielson with a forever clothesline. Rocky hoisted Danielson up on the top turnbuckle, but Danielson countered with a giant Manhattan drop. Claudio came in and cleaned house on TMDK. Claudio clubbed Hayes with a European uppercut and then a back body drop. Claudio jumped on to Hayes with a double foot stomp. TMDK double teamed Claudio to cut off his momentum. Moxley tagged in and caught Nichols with a cutter. Moxley planted Nichols with a pile driver. Mox and Nichols had the same idea and collided into one another with lariats. Leo Rush tagged in and went for a frog splash, but Mox avoided it. Mox pumped kicked Leo Rush. TMDK jumped and hit a tandem offense on Moxley. Claudio jumped in and put Roxley in the giant swing. I think it's a work of art. I think it's a thing of beauty, said Shivani. Claudio hoisted up Leo Rush, tossing him over to Mox. Mox grabbed Leo midair and drilled Leo with a Death Rider, scoring the pin for the BCC. Moxley. Tetsu Naito of New Japan Pro Wrestling is a survivor, but the Forbidden Door is the final conflict. This is it. This is your last chance. I'm not coming to beat you or defend my title. I'm coming to Forbidden Door to end Naito once and for all. I'm coming to finish your career, put you in the ground, and bury your ass once and for all. That's going to be a good match. Definitely that's going to be a good match. Does Tetsu Naito take the title back to New Japan where it belongs? We shall see. We have next up, Tony Schiavone is in the ring to interview the Acclaim and Daddy Ass. But usually the Acclaim comes out here. We have a rap, we have some punchlines, but today, I don't know if you guys saw our lovely EVPs, the Young Bucks. Those guys issued a $5,000 fine at my tag team partner for disparaging the company's executives. It seems these executives are out of touch. The fans that what we roasting everybody. Anthony and Billy hitting the scissors, and they want to see the Acclaim become the new AEW World Tag Team Champions this Wednesday on Dynamite. Caster, Bucks, we're not the same tag team you faced back in 2020. We have the same accolades as you have in this sport. We are former AEW Tag Team Champions. We are former AEW Trios Champs, the winningest tag team in the history of the company. We want our titles back, and all we have to do is beat you twice. Bowens, matter of fact, forget the fine. Young cucks. I'm not the only one that used that. I'm about to kick it old school. Yo, listen. Brandon Cutler walked into the ramp. Cutler, no, you listen. This is the 1 year anniversary. Should be a night to celebrate the Young Bucks. You want a fine? You've got one. Christopher Daniels, whoa, stop. These guys have my back, so I want to deliver some good news. Tony Khan has reversed the fines of the Acclaim. Brandon Cutler got into Christopher Daniels' face, but Daniels decked Cutler and Cutler's clipboard. The Acclaim dished out the Sesame Timbers to Cutler in the ring. So basically, this is going to be whose dick's bigger than the next. We had a no disqualification match. Lametta Thunder Rosa versus the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo. I actually enjoyed this match. I wish it would have been a little bit longer, but it is what it is. Thunder Rosa rammed Deonna Purrazzo at the top of the steel steps. Thunder Rosa went for a drop kick, but Deonna dodged it. Deonna smashed Thunder Rosa's arm between the ring and the top of the ring steps. Thunder Rosa rallied back with a Death Valley driver. Thunder Rosa pulled a table from beneath the ring as Thunder Rosa was placing the table into the ring. Deonna whacked Thunder Rosa with a sliding baseball drop kick, knocking the table into Thunder Rosa's head. Ouch. Deonna grabbed a chair and tried to hit it. Thunder Rosa with it, but Thunder Rosa booted the chair into Deonna's head. Thunder Rosa planted Deonna with a Samoan drop into the table. Deonna fired back with a big shoulder tackle on Thunder Rosa, who was tied in the Tree of Woe. Thunder Rosa spiked Deonna with a DDT onto the steel chair for a near fall. Thunder Rosa put garbage can over Deanna's head. Thunder Rosa used a table ramp, running up the table, jumping off of it. That was a pretty cool fucking spot. And the drop kicking the garbage can that was on the top of Deanna's head. Deanna nailed Thunder Rosa with a pile driver. Deanna applied the Venus de Milo, but Thunder Rosa escaped. Deanna kicked a cameraman at ringside. She grabbed his camera and smashed it into Thunder Rosa's head. Deanna applied the Venus de Milo while Thunder Rosa was tied up in the ropes with the referee stopped the match. She was out, not because of the Venus de Milo, but because of the camera shot to the head, said Tony Schiavone. CMLL's Horatio with the Gates of Anarchy versus Dalton Castle and the Boys. They were released, but somebody got and they replaced them. Castle and Horatio traded chops and the forearm shots in the center of the ring. Horatio clobbered Dalton with a diving crossbody. Dalton drilled Horatio with a basement DDT. Castle tried for a bang-a-rang, but Horatio escaped it. Horatio, I think it's Hachichi. I'm sorry, I'm going to be fucking up this guy's name. It's I think it's Horatio. If I'm saying it right, I'm sorry. At Castle, but Castle countered it with a suplex. Horatio cracked Dalton with a knee lift and then brought him down with a leg drop to pick up the pinfall. Alongside the Gates of Anarchy, this is a formidable unit, said Nigel. Horatio and the Gates of Anarchy triple teamed Dalton. The Boys, who were actually the Outrunners, ran down to the ring to try to help the Gates of Anarchy, proved to be too much. Daniel Garcia and Daddy Magic sprinted to the ring with steel chairs. The Gates of Anarchy and Horatio retreated from the ring. Top Flight and Action Andretti were backstage when Lio Rush interrupted. Lio Rush acknowledged the history he had with Action Andretti, then introduced himself to Darius Martin. Darius, yeah, I know who you are. Lio, look, man, no heat. I just want to come over and say good luck on your match tonight. Maybe I'll see you guys around. Action, it was great seeing you, Lio. Christian Cage Father's Day special was up next. Oh boy. Oh boy. Mother Wayne was in the ring with Killswitch and Nick Wayne. She told the fans to get on their feet and welcome to the ring the greatest father who ever lived, Christian Cage. I swear, when wrestlers die, I feel like their spouses get a fucking immediate job. It's ridiculous. I mean, shall we go with Vicky Guerrero? I mean, Jesus Christ, my God. I mean, and then look at Brody Lee's wife, now Mother Wayne. What? And Dana Warrior. What? So they can fucking goddamn secure their fucking likeness in their video games and merchandising? I mean, that's a little ridiculous. Anyway. Christian Cage. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge exactly what today is. Today is the anniversary of my son Nick Wayne's biological father untimely passing. As a child, you can play mind games with you. As a child, that could play mind games with you. But in a strange way, Nick, your father dying was the best thing that ever happened to you because it led you to me. Nick handed a Father's Day card to Christian Cage. Christian Cage read it aloud. Christian Cage opened a present from Killswitch. It was a painted portrait. Cage said, Wow, did you do that yourself? It's okay. Nick, but Nick, you're a wordsmith. I'll cherish this card forever. Killswitch, why can't you be more like Nick? Killswitch tried to leave the ring, but Christian Cage ordered him back and said, "Trust me, you don't want to miss this. A couple of weeks ago at Double or Nothing, I came up short in my match against AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland. But there's an alternative footage that shows I didn't lose that match. Now, our EVPs wanted to do the right thing and show this footage as they do, but I politely asked them not to show the footage. We don't make excuses. We get back to work. I will be AEW World Champion, and the path to that title begins with the AEW World Trios Championship. It's uncommon for fathers to give out gifts on Father's Day, but what's that? That's what good fathers do. Tony Khan's father gave him millions of dollars to start AEW. But for this moment, I declare AEW my company. I'm going to win every single accolade in this sport. Tony, I am your father now. We are the patriarch. We are the next AEW Trios champion, and we are the faces of TNT now and forever. Oh my God, this is getting so cringeworthy. I swear. TNT Championship ladder match qualifier. Lee Moriarty versus Dante Martin. The winner qualifies for a shot at the vacant TNT Championship at the Forbidden Door in the TNT ladder match. So the winner will be going to Forbidden Door. Moriarty went to work on Dante's legs. Dante used a bottom rope to spring out of the way of Lee. Dante drop kicked Lee from in between the ropes, then chopped Lee. Moriarty planted Dante and applied the Border City stretch. Dante reached the ropes with his boot, forcing the ref to break the hold. Dante cracked Lee with a knee lift. Dante followed up with a meteor from the top. Dante dropped a frog splash onto Lee and pinned Moriarty. Dante joined Takesha, Jack Perry, and Mark Briscoe in the TNT Championship ladder match at the Forbidden Door, said Tony Schiavone. But if you're scoring on points, you'd have to give this match to Moriarty, replied Nigel. Shane Taylor and Anthony Gogo came down, jumped into the ring, and double-teamed Dante. Darius Martin and Action Andretti sprinted to the ring and helped even up the odds. But Shane Taylor promotions were way too much for them. Leo Rush walked to the ring and shoved Ogogo and Taylor. Leo kicked Moriarty out of the ring. Leo living up to the word, coming to the aid of Dante Martin, said Schiavone. Oh my God, my back. Ay, ay, ay. There's a highlight package that aired of Hikaru Shida where she announced she's officially entering the Owen Hart Cup. Kyle O'Reilly versus Anthony Henry. Roderick Strong was on commentary for this match. Strong was accompanied by the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. Kyle and Anthony grappled to the mat. Kyle applied an armbar, but Anthony rolled to the ropes. Kyle hit a fury of offense and knocked Henry to the mat. Kyle applied a cross armbreaker and Henry tapped out. See, it's because I was out there. Just my presence has changed, Kyle O'Reilly said Roderick Strong. I think you may be missing a piece to the Kyle O'Reilly puzzle, added Nigel. Why does it just fucking Kyle just join the Undisputed Era? I'm sorry, Kingdom. It's ridiculous already. Seriously. Collision, main event. The Bang Bang Gang versus the House of Black. Black blasted Juice with a kick after Juice taunted him. Juice tagged out to Austin. Brody tagged in for the House of Black, and Austin immediately tagged out to Colton. Brody clobbered the guns and sent them over the top with a lariat. Brody charged at the Bang Bang Gang, splashing all these three men against the barricade with a running cross-body press. Juice and the guns isolated Malachi in the corner of the ring. Juice rocketed Black with a leg lariat for a near fall. Juice tried for a running cannonball, but Black moved out of the way. The guns tried to keep Black from making the tag to his corner, but Black fought them off and tagged Buddy Matthews. Buddy cleaned house on the guns. Buddy connected with a meteora to Juice on Buddy and had awkwardly landed and tagged out to Brody King. AEW medical staff came out to check on Buddy. The medical team helped Buddy to the back. This left the House of Black outnumbered by the Bang Bang Gang. Juice connected with a running cannonball to Brody in the corner. Brody dropped Juice with a bossman slam. The more than usual motivated Black tagged in and decimated the guns and Robertson with kicks and strikes. Clearly worked up over the odds being against the team. The gun spiked Brody with a 310 to Yuma, but he wasn't the legal man. Juice climbed to the top rope, but the Bastard Pack knocked Juice off the top turnbuckle. Pack flipped off Austin with a middle finger. The fans chanted, "House of Black, House of Black." Malachi Cole cocked Austin with the end kick, which is the black what was it called in WWE? Black Mass, and pinned him. Now the House of Black have a chance at the Trios Championships, said Tony Schiavone. Christian Cage and the Patriarch appeared on the screen on the ramp. Christian Cage, congratulations are in order. Congratulations on becoming the number one contender for the Trios Championship. There's only one problem. You're not a trio anymore. Christian laughed and looked at his feet. Buddy Matthews was on the arena floor, the victim of a concerto. An apparent concerto to the head of Buddy Matthews. What in the world is wrong with Christian Cage, said Tony Schiavone. Uh-oh. Does the House of Black go and get a replacement, or do we just see them go 2-on-3? I typed the wrong fucking notes. Of course. Dynamite was coming from the Eagle Bank Arena in Fairfax, Virginia. And kicking off Dynamite was commercial free for this match was MJF versus Roosh. They charged at one another and slugged it in the center of the ring. Roosh connected with an overhead chop. MJF fired back with a chop of his own. Roosh invited MJF to hit him. MJF poked Roosh in the eye. Roosh baited MJF in and headbutted MJF in the face. MJF was busted wide open. Roosh rocked MJF with a haymaker. Roosh kicked MJF in the jaw and then taunted MJF with a pose. MJF jumped on top of Roosh, but Roosh turned the tables and stomped on MJF's abdomen. Roosh went for the bull's horn, but Max dodged Roosh. MJF rolled up Roosh in the cradle for a near fall. MJF followed up with a thrust kick to Roosh's jaw. MJF replied to a hammerlock, then spiked Roosh with a DDT, but Roosh kicked out at the count of 2. What a landing on Roosh's skull. I don't know how he kicked out, said Taz. MJF spiked Roosh with a pile driver and covered Roosh for a near fall. MJF charged at Roosh, but Roosh countered with a belly suplex, using MJF's momentum against him. MJF jumped on the ropes, but MJF slipped and Roosh took advantage of it with a KO strike. Roosh nailed MJF with a straightjacket piledriver for a near fall. Roosh clocked MJF with a strike and knocked MJF out of the ring. Roosh whipped MJF into the barricade multiple times. Roosh grabbed a steel chair and slid it into the ring after being ambushed by the referee. The referee jumped into the ring and grabbed the chair, and while his back was turned, Roosh began to whip MJF with a TV camera cable. Roosh charged at MJF, but MJF countered with a drop toe hold, sending Roosh headfirst into the steel chair. MJF and Roosh jockeyed for position on the apron. Roosh sent MJF flying with a belly-to-belly suplex off the apron, with Max crashing onto the arena floor with a brutal landing. Roosh lined up for the bullhorns, but MJF countered with a lariat to Roosh. MJF planted Roosh with a spinebuster and then grounded and pounded Roosh. MJF chomped on Roosh's forehead. MJF blasted Roosh for the heat seeker pile driver. MJF drilled Roosh with a brainbuster and then pinned Roosh. Do you think fucking MJF was going to lose his return match after being injured? No way, Jose. The Cage of Agony appeared at the big screen saying they had a message for MJF and the EVPs. At the Forbidden Door, MJF will be facing Horatio. Excalibur informed the match isn't yet official, regardless of what the Elite want. AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland and the AEW International Champion Will Ospreay went face-to-face ahead of their match at the Forbidden Door. Swerve, here we are in the same ring at the same time again. The last time we were in the ring together, you said I can't carry the weight of both worlds. I am more than capable of doing that. I held 3 different championships at 3 different continents at the same time. Swerve, I'm about to test you because you're about to find out what the world already knows. I am the best wrestler in the world today. Swerve, see, Will, you already messed up. I'm the best wrestler in the world today. I've been taking 2 different career paths for the past 5 years, but all culminates at the Forbidden Door. Don't make me forget last year at the Forbidden Door. I beat Kenny Omega, but it wasn't by yourself. Are you going to have to get on the phone with Don Callis to try to take that championship away from me? Will, you think I need Don Callis? Trust me when I say this, bruv. I don't need Don Callis. I could do this by myself, but seeing you want to bring up what I did last year to Kenny Omega, don't stop there, because after that, it was Okada. Then it was Jericho, bro. While you had a hit row, I had a hit list, and I didn't miss one of them. Now, wonder what the heck is Hit Row? It's his former faction in WWE when he was in WWE. Do you feel the pressure of now being in the world with the best? Wait, do you feel that pressure now in being in the world with the best in the world? This is your first pay-per-view main event as champion. Everyone is here to see you. What if that kill shot that you promised me is just centimeters off? Whenever I move, I hit. The next morning, you'll wake up without that championship, and the pain you feel if I use the Tiger Driver 91, you won't walk out of the arena alive. Swerve. I go off certain names. This is your first pay-per-view main eventing. Period. I don't have any friends. I got rid of them. Anyone I had to go through to get the championship, they are in the grave. They are all numbers to me. What if I break your leg at the Forbidden Door? Who is Will Ospreay then? You could break my legs, you could break or my arms. I could still walk out of the Forbidden Door. I'm still the mogul. You've got to sacrifice and sacrifice to get into the position that I'm in. You have to sacrifice the love of your family, and I don't think you're willing to do that. Will, I don't you dare mention my son again. Don't you dare make any personal, bruv. Prince Nana. Guys, this is not the place or time. You need to save all the emotion for the Forbidden Door. Who house? Will, my house. Swerve, cut the damn music. Will, I got a question for you. What if I do make this personal? Because when it comes to the AEW World Championship, it's always personal. So when you go home, send my regards to your wife and son again. Ospreay jumped back into the ring, and he and Swerve got into each other's faces. The Don Callis family was watching backstage. Callis assured them that it'd all be fine, despite Trent saying that Will betrayed them. Guys, it's all fine, said Callis to Trent and to Kesha. I have a funny feeling that Don Callis' family is going to cost Will Ospreay, and then this is where they're going to have him complete the transformation from heel to face. And I'm interested in seeing it. 8-man tag. Ring of Honor World Champion Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, Top Flight, Dante Martin, and Kyle O'Reilly versus Roderick Strong, Zack Sabre Jr., and the Don Callis' family's champion Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita. Both teams brawled with one another outside the ring. Briscoe chopped at Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher flew out of the ring with a tope suicida to Mark Briscoe. Cassidy hit Takeshita with a dropkick. Sabre put Orange in an octopus hold in the ropes. Dante jumped off the top rope and wiped out an entire pile of opposition outside the ring. Takeshita cold cocked Orange with a huge haymaker. Roderick Strong tagged himself in, and he and Takeshita began to argue. Kyle O'Reilly hit both of them with a roundhouse kick. Roddy and Kyle exchanged chops. Kyle caught Roddy's chop and drove Roddy through the mat. Drove Roddy's shoulder into the mat. Dante grabbed a tag and took down Strong and Sabre with Hurricane Rana. Dante double-teamed Takeshita and Fletcher. Takeshita powerbombed Dante off the top rope with an assist from Fletcher. Dante teammates ran in to break up the pin attempt on Dante. The fans chanted, "This is awesome. This is awesome." Dante was able to make the tag to Briscoe. Mark cleaned house on Roddy and Fletcher with a redneck kung fu. Takeshita gouged Mark's eyes. Briscoe retaliated with a Death Valley driver and then the Froggy Bow. Orange dropped an elbow on Takeshita after some great teamwork from Dante and Kyle. Sabre grabbed Orange's ankle in the corner while Takeshita hit a louver kick. Takeshita cracked Dante with a jumping knee strike. Orange pulped Takeshita with a Sundog Millionaire. Dante blasted Takeshita with a cannonball. Briscoe jumped off the apron with a neck breaker to Takeshita. Sabre countered the Sundog Millionaire and went for the pin, but Kyle jumped in to break the pin attempt up. Roddy pinned Cassidy onto the mat. Roddy charged in, but Kyle O'Reilly pushed Cassidy out of the way and took the knee strike for Orange. Walloped Roddy with a orange punch and pinned Roddy. After the match, Jack Perry wiped out Dante Martin with a blindside shot. Briscoe and Takesha fought their way up the ramp. Orange and Sabre got face to face and ring the head of their match at Forbidden Door. Don Callis with Roosh backstage offering him a shoulder after Roosh was lost. Callis walked away before Roosh said anything. Always recruiting, said Excalibur. AEW World Tag Team Championship Eliminator match. The Young Bucks versus the Acclaim. Backstage, Okada pulled the plug on Caster's rap. Bowens backdropped Nicholas on the ramp in the center of the ring, connected with the European uppercuts to Matthew. Bowens tagged in and connected with a Sesame Timbers on Nicholas. Matthews grabbed a tag, but Caster was waiting for him with a hip toss. The Bucks double-teamed Caster until Caster made the tag to Bowens. Bowens tried to plan on his left leg, but it gave out on him. Matthews cracked Bowens with a stinging super kick. Nicholas crushed Bowens with a senton. The Bucks were looking for an EVP trigger on Bowens, but Bowens blocked it. Bowens got kicked in the injured leg by Matthew. Nicholas super kicked Bowens. The Bucks pumped up their Reeboks, then smashed Bowens with a super kick party. Bowens broke up the pin attempt on Caster. Matthews blocked the ref's vision with a body and hit a low blow on Bowens. The Bucks rocked Bowens with an EVP trigger, but Caster jumped in to break the pin attempt. The Bucks double-teamed Bowens and Nicholas covered Bowens, but Bowens kicked out at 2. Matthews punished Bowens in the injured left thigh with kicks. Matthew grabbed a tag title and went to strike Bowens, but Bowens ducked it and the ref pulled the belt away from Matthew. Nicholas ran into the ring with the title belt. Bowens ducked again, and this time Nicholas inadvertently connected with a belt shot to Matthew. Bowens planted Matthew with a rival. Caster followed up with a mic drop and pinned Matthew. Daddy Ass sprinted to the ring and helped the Acclaim celebrate the match. So I guarantee you that this is going to be the match at Forbidden Door. So I can't hate on that. It's going to be a pretty decent match, but Jesus Christ. That's how we got there, and I'm shocked that the Bucks took the pin, but now at the Forbidden Door they're gonna win, and it makes no sense. Those titles shouldn't even be around their waist. They don't need the titles, honestly. Samoa Joe was backstage where they went to the Premier Athletes locker room. There was a note waiting for Joe and Hook. The Premier Athletes challenged Hook and Samoa Joe to a 3-on-3 match at Collision. We've got a fight this weekend. You all in? Hook. Bet. Shibata via phone translator. I'm going to smash them. Thank you, Google Translator. Honestly. Up next, AEW World Championship contract signing. Tony Storm and Nia Shirakawa. If I'm going to botch the last name, I'm sorry. Mariah May hosted the contract signing. Mariah May told them she loved them both, and no matter what happens at Forbidden Door. Mariah May, Mina, shut up. Sorry. Mina, Mariah, shut up. Tony, in stardom, you are a legend in AEW. You became a star, but as champion, you got soft. You got weak. Everybody says, we want Mina. Nobody wants you at Forbidden Door. I take your title and my girl. Tony, raise your voice to me like that again. Wait a second. Raise your voice like that to her again, and I'll slap you. You don't want Tony Storm. Well, this buffet is wide open, so grab a bowl and line up because, darling, I have some advice for you. Chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe. They both signed the contract and made it official. Mariah May, well, it's official. Mina, Mariah, you must choose me or her. Soraya and Harley walked onto the ramp. Soraya, shut up. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of you. And you know what? I didn't come here alone. Anna Jay snuck up and pulled Mina out of the ring and rammed her into the steel ring steps. Soraya attacked Mariah May. Anna Jay and Harley Cameron popped up the table against the turnbuckle. Soraya grabbed Mariah, but Tony protected Mariah May, wiped out Anna Jay and Harley with her shoe. Tony charged at Soraya with a hip attack, but Soraya moved out of the way and Tony crashed through the table. Mariah May stood back on the ramp with Mina. So you mean to tell me we're dealing with like almost a love triangle with three women? This is supposed to be a ratings grab, Tony. Can I remind you about the hot lesbian action we had in WWE? The Owen Hart Cup tournament quarterfinal match. We had Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander. Yes. Nyla connected with a crossbody press on Chris. Nyla tried to climbing the turnbuckles, but Chris charged at her, knocking Nyla to the arena floor. Statlander stomped Nyla. Nyla Rose hit Chris with a clothesline, knocking Chris for a loop. Nyla charged in with a cannonball for a near fall. Chris escaped a beast bomb and rocked Rose with an axe kick across the back of the neck. Stat attempted a 450 from the top, but Nyla moved out of the way. Nyla hit a back elbow on Statlander for a near fall. Statlander spiked Nyla with a tombstone pile driver and scored the pin. Statlander advances in the semifinal round, said Excalibur. Stokely, Willow, after what you did last week, I know you want to bust our asses, but if you lay a hand on us, you'll be in jail. Willow appeared on the screen. Willow, congratulations on your win. I don't know if you've ever seen the brackets, but I've got Serena Deeb on Friday night on Rampage. And when I win, I move on to the second round. There will be no more running. I'll whip your ass, Chris, and one more step closer to my goal at Wembley. I'd like to know what the fuck is going on with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. What the fuck is wrong with her? She can't be this hurt. Or she's taking a sabbatical. If that's the case, I think Tony Khan should fucking release her. And whatever fucking contract she has needs to be absorbed in AEW and then give to somebody else because this is ridiculous. She's been out almost over a year now. What the fuck is wrong with her? If she can't wrestle, she needs to fucking say, hey, Tony, I can't wrestle anymore. I'm going to go do my dental stuff and, I'll be like a producer or something like that. I can't wrestle anymore. And then at least she's doing something for the company. What the fuck is she doing lately? Nothing. She's not even going on press shit. Unless her practice is in dire need of her, then that's a whole other different ballgame. But she can't be this hurt. I mean, come on. So then Renee Paquette was backstage with Private Party. Mark Quinn, Chris Jericho learned Private Party ain't no joke. FTW champion, the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho interrupted along with Big Bill, bounty hunter Brian Keith, sorry. Jericho, you did get the upper hand last week on us, but you kind of cheated doing it. This week's lesson is this. When you're facing luchadors on Rampage, like I did in Mexico, I always avoid the pile driver. I always said that doesn't work for me, brother. Big Bill, you guys made it quite the first impression. Not all first impressions are good. We're looking forward to our match on Collision. Good luck on Rampage. Daniel Garcia versus Rent Titus. Garcia blasted Rent with a shotgun drop kick in the corner. Garcia followed up with a series of neck breakers. Garcia planted Rent head first and then pinned him. After the match, the Gates of Agony double-teamed Daddy Magic. Brian Cage and Horatio walked down the ramp towards the ring. Cage and Horatio assaulted Garcia, and Cage powerbombed Garcia. MJF ran to the ring and charged at Horatio. MJF cleaned house on the Gates of Cage of Agony. Cage suplexed MJF as MJF was dealing with Horatio. Horatio wrenched on MJF's arm until Will Ospreay came to the aid of MJF. Ospreay and MJF clotheslined Cage and Horatio out of the ring. MJF and Ospreay backed into each other and then had a stare down as the fans went bananas. Ospreay helped Garcia to his feet. That's another match I like to see. So you think that I'm fucking goddamn all WWE. I'm not. I actually am enjoying this. It's actually starting to hopefully pick up and I'm to start to turn the corner. Because let me tell you this. If it doesn't turn the corner, and from what I hear with the fucking ratings that were from Dynamite, like 520,000. I'm sorry, that can't be right. And I'm sorry. They should not include DVRs. Like, they shouldn't include that. It's when you see it first fucking hand. That's what you should be dealing with the viewership. Not replays. No, that's just fucking cheating. Take it from when it's started. We didn't have that back in the day. So let's go back to basics. We have Renee Paquette interviewed Will Ospreay, asking him what was that about between him and MJF. Will, I don't give a crap about MJF. I saw Daniel Garcia needed help. Brian Cage came barreling towards Ospreay and challenged Will to a match at Collision this Saturday. Will accepted with the title on the line. Will, see if that's official, but it sounds like it, said Taz. We have another quarterfinal match for the men's Owen Cup. And it was Claudia Castagnoli versus the Bastard Pack. And it's the main event. And I'm not going to say anything about this type of match. This match is a fucking banger. So you think that I'm all a WWE. I mean, come on, people. I fucking buy merch. I fucking support it. I just don't like the fucking owner. Can we please get the difference in it? I'm going to say this over and over again. I love AEW. I love All Elite Wrestling. I became All Elite when I started fucking covering this goddamn company. All right? I just don't like the fucking owner. He's fucking Looty Tooty Fresh and Fruity Breakfast on a Sunday right after church with your family. Seriously, he's losing his fucking mind if he thinks that this is what we want. We need story. We need a reason to tune in next week, not just a fucking you vomit and there you go, all the matches. I want a reason to turn in. Next week on Raw, guess what? I can wait to tune in because of the Wyatt Six. That's my goal, to tune in to see what happened. I can't wait to tune into SmackDown. Can't wait. Because guess who's on it? CM Punk. We're going to find out if he's cleared, which I know where he already is. So, what the fuck? You have to give me a reason to tune in. I can watch this on demand all the rest of the week, which I do. I watch it on Thursday. I watched Dynamite on Thursday. Because there was nothing going on. Hey, Alyssa House, my sweetheart. I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. So we have the Bastard Pack versus Claudio Castagnoli. Just alone, that's a fucking pay-per-view match. And not on the fucking pre-show either. Pack backed Claudio up with a dropkick. Claudio clocked Pack with a European uppercut. Pack whipped Claudio into the barricade. Claudio clobbered Pack with a pop-up European uppercut. Pack wiped out Claudio with a Hurricane Rana off the apron. Pack followed up with a moonsault. Claudio continued to clutch his injured hip. Pac went for another moonsault, but Claudio caught him. Pac countered with a DDT to Claudio on the arena floor. Pac followed up with a springboard elbow drop. Pac snapped Claudio with a released German suplex. Pac took Claudio down with a thrust kicks. Pac climbed to the top looking for a black arrow. Claudio moved and bulldozed Pac with a running European uppercut for a near fall on Pac. Claudio hurled Pac around the ring with a giant swing. Claudio nearly decapitated Pac with a running lariat. Claudio hoisted up Pac but Pac transitioned into the brutalizer. Claudio escaped and applied a sharpshooter. Claudio gave up the sharpshooter and put Pac across the put Pac into a crossface. Pac escaped and cradled Claudio for a near fall. After a series of reversals, Pac rolled up Claudio and pinned him. It's hard to out-technique Claudio, but Pac just did. I'm shocked, as you could see, and disappointed on Claudio's face, said Danielson. So, we have Collision, and Collision's coming from the PPL Center in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And Dynamite will be coming from the Key Bank Arena in Buffalo, New York. And the schedule for next week is the same because next week is also Forbidden Door. So that means I get to relax this week and I get to enjoy a pay-per-view. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. I actually get to enjoy an AEW pay-per-view and I don't have to worry about this. So, but next week it's going to be really fucking short next week. So I'll probably I have to figure out what shows that I need to make sure that I'm watching for next week. So we're gonna go right into what is it called? Monday Night Raw, and then I'm gonna get you out of here. Hold on. Sorry, I had to text my son's teacher. I'm so sorry. Joe Hendry, bigger drawer than Mercedes. I just had to text her. I'm sorry. Yes. 3 million views on NXT. That's fucking unheard of. If they don't sign this guy and they don't sign him when his contract's up, WWE's doing something wrong. I'm starting to believe in Joe Hendry. Hendry, sorry if I'm getting his last name right, but yeah. And Mercedes Monet, I don't know who that is. I know who Sasha Banks is, and I know who she gets views, but Mercedes, I don't know who she is. So, Raw was fucking crazy at the end. I was glued. I didn't have my phone in my hand. I didn't have anything. I just enjoyed the brilliance of Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda's memory come alive. And I am so humbly thankful that we get to experience this now. He was an amazing talent, and it's just heartbreaking to see him not in WWE and him not even being on this earth. I am glad that Bo Dallas has said, you know what, motherfucker, we're not going to do this. We're definitely not going to fucking do this. We are going to resurrect this. We need to do it. We need to do it because we're hurt. We need to do it so we can heal. And I like the fact that he has his brother's name on his gloves. Like, remember the hurt heel situation? I thoroughly enjoyed that. The stories on Raw are fucking awesome. Between the thing with Dominic and Liv, I cannot wait till Rhea comes back and whatnot. I cannot wait for possibly Jimmy Uso to show up on Raw. Because let me tell you something. This is the only time I'm going to give WWE a pass to have Raw and SmackDown go at it for War Games. Because this is the way I would fucking book it. We have Raw going to Netflix, correct? So this is how I would book it. Jimmy shows up, held low, said, I am so sorry, Bruce. I should have listened to you. They turned on me. And now the bloodline isn't what it used to be. But we need to rescue somebody. We need Paul. They go over, they grab Paul Heyman. Then they start brawling and everything. In comes Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu comes in and he becomes the next the enforcer of the other bloodline. And then they're all looking like, oh, shit, we can't deal with this. That's when that Hikuleo starts over there. Okay? Hikuleo starts. They have no wise man. Jacob says, we gotta call him again. We gotta call him. We gotta let him know what's going on. They call Roman. They call Roman. Roman says, now you need me. Now you need me. And he gets pissed off about Solo, the whole shadoo. He comes back over to SmackDown and says, this is too big for this show. I got cousins over there. I got cousins over here. But this, I'm aligning with the true bloodline. I don't know what this is, but I have my wise man over there, and it's going to be bigger than 2 shows. So when Raw goes over to Netflix, they can have both of them. And then when this is all over, you know for a fucking fact, when the whole match between The Rock and Roman, it's going to end up culminating on Raw. Do you think SmackDown's going to get this? You think SmackDown's going to get this storyline? No, it's going to get Raw is going to get it because Netflix is bigger. Raw is going to be the A show. So when we get up to the match for that, it's going to be on Netflix, and we're going to be able to do some really good, juicy shit, and I cannot wait. So let's get to Raw. Please do me a favor. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, Cameo, and X. Please also follow me on Snapchat and Cameo. Not Cameo. Snapchat and OnlyFans. Snapchat and OnlyFans are real Mel's Mat Chat. On my rest of them is Mel's Mat Chat. Very simple. Very, very simple. Also, please go like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications. So when I go live, upload a video, or do a short, you will all know about it. So we're going to go to Monday Night Raw. Then I'm going to get you out of here. And then I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day with my fucking man. And let's just say right before this, he fucked me into oblivion and I ended up passing out for 45 minutes. So there you go. Please do me a favor. Go touch grass. It's great. It's a great situation. You know, when you're touching grass, it feels right. You know, go be with people. Be where the people are, as Ariel would say. Monday Night Raw. We had WWE Women's Money in the Bank qualifying match. Io Sky versus Zelina Vega versus Kiana James in a triple threat match. Tony Khan definitely returns. Tony Khan deal returns. Roman Reigns, Alexa Bliss, Carmelo come back to back. Went Cody. If those two, if Alexa Bliss and Roman Reigns end up coming back, that's going to be an interesting situation. Then we had the men's triple threat Money in the Bank qualifying match. We had Jey Uso, Finn Balor, and Rey Mysterio. We had a singles match of Dragon Lee versus Carlito. And the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, will make his appearance. Another singles match was the Xavier Woods versus Karrion Kross. That was postponed until next week. And I actually know that they took that off to give more time to the Wyatt Six, which Kross had no problem with. And I'm glad that he was understanding about that. And of course, Xavier Woods, but I know that those two were okay. They're going to make it next week where they have more time. So there was no harm, no foul, which everybody understands why they did. They did. And I'm completely grateful for that, you know? So the show opened up with a recap of this past Saturday's Clash at the Castle PLE in the Ovo Hydro in Glasgow, Scotland. If you want my review, go check it out. It's on the channel. The Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre was shown walking through the arena, and Seth freaking Rollins made his way down to the ring as Michael Cole and Pat McAfee welcome to the show. So Seth Rollins is back. Fans sang along with the song of Seth freaking Rollins and welcomes him back before Rollins welcomes the fans to Monday Night Rollins and introduces himself as the host of tonight's show. Rollins says he's going to cut to the chase and he's back for one reason. Rollins then says he got into wrestling business to be the best of all time, and he can't do that without getting back the title he made, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship. Rollins then looks up at the men's and women's Money in the Bank briefcase suspended above the ring and says, with July 6th right around the corner, the briefcase is the fastest way for him to get another title shot. The WWE World Heavyweight Champion El Campeon, Damian Priest music hits. Goes to the ring. Priest welcomes Rollins back and says he looks great and healthy. Priest then says it's good to have Rollins back and he has been wanting to talk to Rollins. Priest then tells Rollins he wanted to cash in the men's Money in the Bank briefcase on him to win the World Championship, but Raw is no longer Monday Night Rollins. Rollins then tells Priest that they are a lot alike and they both made their names in groups. Rollins then says which Judgment Day and the Shield. Rollins then says they both won men's Money in the Bank briefcase and had to wait a long time to cash it in. But when they did, it led them winning the World Championship at WrestleMania. Rollins then asks Priest what kind of champion he wants to be and what he wants his legacy to be. Priest then tells Rollins it's a fair question, and when Rollins held the World Heavyweight Championship, he was his first challenger. Priest then says, while Rollins defeated him, he was the better than him, but that's no longer the case. Priest then offers to defend the World Heavyweight Championship at the Money in the Bank, and Rollins questions if this is a trap. Priest then says it isn't, and Rollins accepts Priest's challenge. Rollins then warns Priest that as long as he's around Raw, it will always be Monday Night Rollins. That's going to be a pretty decent match. It's not going to main event. Hold on one second. I think I got a text from my... So Michael Cole then hypes up the Money in the Bank qualifier match, and we get a video of Braun Breaker putting Ricochet through a car window last week. So if he's gone, right? If he's gone, why are they showing this again? He's coming back as Prince Puma. We get a video from earlier today of Raw General Manager Adam Pearce talking on the phone in his office when Chad Gable suddenly enters the room with Otis, Maxine Dupree, and Kira Tozawa. Gable blames his students for losing to Sami Zayn and asks for a rematch. Pierce says that he will have to go to the back of the line and earn another shot. Oh my God, what a concept! Earning title shots in WWE instead of being handed to him. Gable then tells Pierce to find him someone worthy to face while emphasizing that he is an Olympian. Pierce then says he has a perfect opponent in mind. Uh-oh. Then we get an ad for Friday night WWE SmackDown, and it will announce that CM Punk will make his return. Chad Gable then makes his way down to the ring for the first match of the night with the rest of Alpha Academy. And Braun Strowman is his opponent. Uh-oh. So that match starts off with Gable looking to hit a German suplex on Strowman. Strowman then blocks it and gets up Gable up on the one shoulder. But Gable escapes. Strowman then nails Gable with a big boot and a strike in the corner. Then sends him into the opposite corner and places him on the top rope. Gable then counters into an armbar using the ropes, and Strowman sends Gable crashing out of the ring. Strowman then nails Gable and sends him into the corner. Strowman then sends Gable across the ring and chases him around the ring. But Gable pushes Akira Tozawa in front of him. Strowman then takes out Tozawa, then gets Gable back in the ring and hits him with a power slam for the win. Very elementary. So then after the match, Gable demands that Akira Tozawa, Otis, and Maxine Dupree join him inside the ring. The three of them do so, and Gable looks to attack Tozawa. Hold on. And Gable looks to attack Tozawa. Dupree then inserts herself between the two men, and Gable grabs the crutch that she has. Gable then tosses it out of the ring and tells her to get to the back without it. Dupree then listens, and Tozawa gets in his face. Gable then slaps Tozawa, and Otis slowly turns around to see Tozawa laying on the mat. Otis then stares down Gable and shoves him and jumps out of the ring to carry Dupree and Tozawa to the back. They've got to leave. I want to. One of the Creed brothers is on TikTok, and what group should you be in? And it says Alpha Academy. Can we just get this over with, people, and get it done? Come on. I mean, come on now. I mean, it's not a big deal. Come on, let's go do this. I think it would be great to have Ivy Nile turn heel and the they'll just call me. The hell? Oh. We head to the Judgment Day Clubhouse where the WWE World Heavyweight Champion El Campeon, Damian Priest, confronts Finn Balor about taking Liv Morgan's hotel room key card last week, and she gave it to Dominic Mysterio. Balor becomes defensive, but Priest tells him not to worry. The two of them look ahead tonight. Dominic looks for his purple cow pattern vest. Carlito then joked that Dominic probably left it in Morgan's hotel room, but Priest didn't find it funny. After the other three left, Priest asked Balor if he had spoken to Rhea Ripley, and Balor says no. Uh-oh, ruh-roh, no boy. Mommy is going to come back pissed, and I cannot wait to see it. We get the entrances of the next match, which are the qualifying matches for the Money in the Bank, which is Zelina Vega, Kiana James, and Io Sky. The match starts off with Sky wasting no time going after Vega. Vega then hits Sky with a knee to the face, and James rolls her up. Vega then kicks out, and James delivers stomps on her in the corner. Vega then hits a Hurricane Rana on James, but Sky nails her with a drop kick and follows up with a jawbreaker on James using the top rope. Sky then hits a springboard moonsault, but Vega nails her with a meteor off the ring apron. Sky then and Vega then hit double suplexes on James. The two women began brawling with one another before Sky hits a strike on Vega. Vega then hits a knee on Sky's face, but Sky responds with a butterfly backbreaker. James then delivers some shoulders on Sky and Vega's midsection, then follows up with a power bomb on Vega. Vega then nails Sky and rolls up James, but James avoids being pinned. Vega then hits Sky with a kick and a Hurricane Rana, then sends James crashing into the mat face first. Sky then climbs to the middle rope, but Vega hits her with a 619 to trip her. Vega then follows up with a code red and goes for a pin, but James breaks the fall. Vega then hits a kick on James' head, and Liv Morgan makes her way down to the ring. And Dominic's missing pattern cow print vest. James then takes advantage and sends Vega crashing to the outside with a code breaker through the middle ropes, but Sky then hits an over the moonsault on James for the win, and Sky wins. And I think at Money in the Bank, it's going to be Liv Morgan versus Zelina Vega, which I don't think she should get a title shot for that. That's how I think it is. That's how I think it is. I think that's how it's going to be. So then after the match, Morgan smiles and applauds the outcome from ringside. Cole then says there will be more qualifying matches on SmackDown. Then we get a video recapping what happened between Braun Breaker and Ricochet and Ilya Dragunov from last week. WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn then makes his way down to the ring to address the WWE Universe. Sami Zayn starts off by saying he is proud to walk into Corpus Christi, Texas, still holding the Intercontinental Championship. Zayn then says Chad Gable isn't keeping this title easy at Clash of the Castle. He then reflects on everything that has happened between them. Zayn then says it's now all over because he beat him in a wrestling match. Then says, as far as he's concerned, he can move on from Chad Gable. Zayn then says he'd be lying if he said it would be easy to move on from the Alpha Academy because he understands what he's going through. Then says he knows people have to do things on their own time. Zayn then says both he and Jey Uso left the bloodline when they were ready, and says when Otis, Akira Tozawa, and Maxine Dupri are ready, they will leave Gable's side. Zayn then says he needs to be ready to defend the Intercontinental Championship against anybody and anyone. Braun Breaker comes and makes his way down to the ring. Breaker says he has left a long list of bodies since being on Raw, and Zayn is next on the list. Breaker then vows to take Zayn's title from him. Sheamus comes out and down to the ring. Sheamus says he's been facing the Intercontinental Championship for the last 5 years, putting banger after banger. Then asks Zayn to consider giving him a title shot. Sheamus then tells Zayn he respects him, and Breaker tells Zayn no one cares. Breaker then says everyone knows what happens when you get in his way, and Sheamus is in his way. Breaker then tells Sheamus that he'll beat him too. And Sheamus asks Breaker, what is he going to do? Sheamus then says Breaker is cocky and is on the run of of a lifetime and has no skin in the game. Sheamus then tells Breaker that the new kid. Zayn then says it seems that Breaker and Sheamus need to sort this out. Then tells them to go find Raw General Manager Adam Pearce to make the match between them official. Zayn then leaves the ring while Sheamus and Breaker continue to argue at one another. Yes, Jade needs to get back to work, and the tag team titles are on the perfect team right now. We get a pre-tape promo from Dragon League who speaks about his victory with Carlito and his history with Carlito and his upcoming match. The new WWE World Women's Tag Team Champion, the Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Island Dawn, were interviewed by Jackie Ryman after a video package recapped their win. Fire speaks about how they got to win the titles in front of friends and family. Dawn says the hard work starts now and they will take on anyone who gets in their way. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark then shows up. Baszler then recalls how she and Stark beat the champions last week and says the referee missed it. When she made Jade Cargill tap at Clash at the Castle, Starks then says they are coming for the tag team titles. And then we get the upcoming next match. We have Dragon Lee and Carlito. The match starts off with Lee and wasting no time in going after Carlito. Lee then hits a Hurricane Rana on Carlito and follows it up with a drop kick and a step up Itsugiri. Carlito then sends Lee into the barricade on the outside and then sends him crashing into it once more, spine first. And sends it back into the ring. Carlito then gets raised face on the outside, but Lee nails Carlito with a Hurricane Rana off the apron. Lee then hits a splash on Carlito off the top rope and follows up with a jumping knee. Carlito then hits a back elbow on Lee, then gets him up on his shoulder and then sends him crashing into the mat with a swinging neck breaker. Lee then hits a double stomp on Carlito off the top rope, but Carlito nails Lee with a back body drop and a running knee. Lee then sends Carlito crashing into the mat with a sit-out powerbomb. Liv Morgan then makes her way down to the ring, still wearing Dominic's purple cow vest. Oh, shit. But Zelina Vega blasted her. Dominic then sends Wild crashing into the ring steps, but Ray delivers some right hands on Dominic. McDonough then trips Lee on the middle rope, which allows Carlito to hit Lee with a backstabber for the win. Hold on, fam. So then after the match, Judgment Day ushers Dominic to the back while Liv Morgan smiles and laughs. We get a video recapping what happened in the World Heavyweight Championship match between Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk at Clash at the Castle. Drew McIntyre is shown walking in the back, and Michael Cole notices that the screen suddenly filled up with static and had an image on it. So he asked, "Is tonight the night where the Wyatt Six is going to debut?" We then see Chad Gable get in the get in the face of Alf, the rest of Alpha Academy's face about what had happened earlier in the locker room. Backstage, Dupree, Otis, and Kira Tozawa then grab their bags and leave Gable alone. Gable then shouts as they leave, and they say, "We're not done until he said so." Gable then announces that they are expelled. Gable then says he will win Money in the Bank and do what Otis couldn't and become world heavyweight champion. McIntyre comes out and goes to the ring. An enraged McIntyre looks in to talk about CM Punk, but it says he can't do this anymore. McIntyre then screw WWE and quits the company. McIntyre then leaves the ring and storms to the back where Raw General Manager Adam Pearce tries talking McIntyre down. Then the WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque was then shown speaking to McIntyre briefly during the break, but McIntyre walks off. Pearce then follows him, but McIntyre kept walking. I love this shit. This stuff should be more. And not just hokey either. Like very natural. Like, hey, like, Next match, tag team match, Damage Control. Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane versus Katie Carter and Katana Chance. Match starts out with Damage Control wasting no time in going after Katana Chance. Chance then nails Kai with a dropkick, then tags Carter. Chance then holds Kai in place off the apron as Carter hits her with a splash and then gets her back inside the ring. Kai then hits a stop on Carter, then tags in Sane. Sane then climbs to the top and hits an insane elbow on Carter. Sane goes for a pin, but Chance breaks up the fall. Lyra Valkyria then checks on Chance on the outside, then distracts Kai. This then opens the door for Carter to hit a DDT on Sane before Chance tags in. Chance and Carter hit the after party for the win, and the winners are Katana, Chance, and Kaden Carter. After the match, Lyra Valkyria celebrates with Carter and Chance. We head to the back where Dakota Kai says she doesn't understand what Lyra Valkyria did because she has no beef with Damage Control. Guy was pissed at the rest of Damage Control and tells them Damage Control has to change or she will change this herself. WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn then makes his way down to the ring to watch the next match of the night. We get an entrance of the next match, which is Braun Breaker and Sheamus. The match starts off with both men staring each other down. Both men lock up before they both go tumbling out of the ring. Breaker then delivers some right hands on Sheamus, but Sheamus responds with an uppercut and gets Breaker back inside the ring. Sheamus then gets Breaker up on one of his shoulders, but Breaker escapes and nails Sheamus with a clothesline. Breaker then delivers a couple of shoulders on Sheamus midsection, but Sheamus responds with an Irish curse backbreaker and gets Breaker up on his shoulders. Sheamus then hits Breaker with a rolling senton and puts him in a variation of a crossface, but Breaker makes it up to his feet to escape out of the ring and hits a running clothesline on Sheamus off the apron. Breaker then gets Sheamus back in the ring and hits him with a running knee that sends Sheamus crashing off the apron. Breaker then flies off the apron to send him and Sheamus crashing over the announce desk. Breaker then gets Sheamus up on his shoulders and hits him with a couple of double knees to the midsection. Breaker and Sheamus then exchange right hands with each other before Sheamus nails Breaker and hits him with a clothesline in the corner. Sheamus then follows it up with a spinning sidewalk slam, then gets Breaker up on his shoulders and looks to climb to the top. Breaker then escapes and sends Sheamus on the top rope, but Sheamus delivers some right hands on Breaker. Breaker then joins Sheamus on the top rope and hits him with the Hurricane Rana. Sheamus then hits white noise on Breaker and goes for a pin. But Breaker kicks out. Breaker then hits Sheamus with a clothesline and looks to hit a spear, but Sheamus nails Breaker with a running knee and goes for a pin. Breaker then kicks out and Sheamus hits the 10 beats of the Bataran on him. Sheamus then sets up for a bro kick, but Ludwig Kaiser appears at ringside and pulls Sheamus out of the ring, causing a disqualification. After the match, Sheamus and Kaiser then continue brawling, but Breaker hits a spear on Sheamus. Officials then escorts Breaker to the back, leaving Sheamus alone at ringside. Kaiser then continues beating Sheamus down, but Breaker nails Kaiser with a spear. Breaker and Zayn then jaw jacks at one another while the referees and producers try to keep them apart. Breaker then breaks free and shoves Zayn, who tosses the plastic hydration station piece. I love the fact that they went aerial to do that sequence. That was fucking crazy. I love that. We head to the back and we see Liv Morgan call Dominic Mysterio over in a very secluded hallway. Dominic tells Morgan that he wants his purple cow print vest back, and Morgan tells him that he can have it back if he takes it off of her himself. Dominic then slowly does so, but Damian Priest catches them. Dominic then takes it off Morgan quickly, and Priest tells Morgan to leave Dominic alone. Dominic then says he was trying to take back his vest. Priest then tells Dominic to go back to the clubhouse. Priest then tells Morgan that he wants nothing to do with her. Morgan then says she thinks Dominic wants everything to do with her and walks away. I think he should go in the middle of the ring and says, Liv, leave me the hell alone. Because if you don't, when mommy gets back, she's going to end up fucking killing you. And I'm trying to avoid that. My allergies are killing me right now. We then see Karrion Kross and Scarlett deliver a promo. Kross speaks about a recent dealings with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Kross says that he was thinking about doing something really out of control, but then Scarlett comes up with an idea to do something that would result in him of going to jail. Kross then challenges Kingston or Woods to face him in a match with no one at ringside. Kross says he hopes that it will be Kingston and adds that Kingston will rather have Woods in the back anyway. Kofi then, they go to Kofi. Kofi and Xavier Woods then cut a promo from ringside, their locker room. Inside their locker room, Kingston said they're the greatest tag team of all time and asks who Kross is to give them advice. Woods then speaks about the challenge that Kross issued. Kingston then cuts Woods off and says, since Kross called his name out, he accepts his challenge. Michael Cole hyped CM Punk appearing on SmackDown in Chicago for one night only. The lineup for next week's Raw is announced, which are 2 more triple threat match for the qualifying for the Money in the Bank. Then we have main event Jey Uso cuts a promo while a bunch of fans standing behind him in the concourse area. Jey speaks about winning Money in the Bank, becoming the new champion. Jey calls for his music to play, and then he makes his way out to the ring for the quarterfinal match for the Money in the Bank. Not quarterfinal, the qualifying match. I'm sorry. So it's going to be Jey Uso, Rey Mysterio, and Finn Balor. The match starts off with Balor rolling out of the ring. Jey and Rey then lock up. Jey nails Rey with a shoulder tackle. Rey then hits Jey with a Hurricane Rana and follows it up with an arm drag on Balor. Then nails Balor on the outside with a drop kick through the ropes. Balor then sends Jey's face repeatedly off the apron, but Rey flies over the top rope to land on him. Balor then hits a stomp on Jey and follows up with a basement dropkick on Rey. Balor then hits a series of stomps on Rey, then hits a knee and an elbow on Jey. Jey then hits a super kick on Balor's midsection, then gets him on his shoulders. Rey then hits Balor with a senton off the top rope and follows it up with a springboard crossbody. Rey then hits a crucifix bomb on Jey and low bridge him out of the ring, but Balor rolls him up. Rey then kicks out and climbs up the ropes, but Balor gets Rey up on an electric chair position. Rey then escapes and sends Balor crashing into the ropes and calls for a 619, but Balor catches him with a clothesline. Jey then hits Balor with a Uranagi, but Balor responds with a Pele kick on Jey. Rey then trips Balor on the top rope and hits an enziguri on Jey from the apron. Rey then hits a Hurricane Rana on Balor, but Jey hits Rey with a spear and goes for a pin. Rey then kicks out and Jey climbs to the top. Balor then trips Jey and Rey dials up for a 619, then hits him with a baseball slide through the middle rope and hits Balor crashing into the ropes. Rey then dials up for a second 619, then dials up for another on Jey. Rey then climbs to the top and hits a double Hurricane Rana on Jey and Balor. That sends them both crashing into the ropes. Rey then dials it up for a double 619 on them both. Rey then climbs to the top, but Dominic grabs his ankle. Rey then nails him, but McDonough and Carlito then sends crashing into the ring steps. Braun Strowman's music then hits and makes his way down to the ring and chases McDonough and Carlito away from ringside. Balor then rolls up Jey, but Jey avoids being pinned. Jey hits a super kick, then sets up for a spear. Balor then avoids it and hits a spear, but Rey hits a shoulder on his midsection. Balor then sends Rey crashing into the top turnbuckle, then climbs to the top and hits a coup de grace on him. Balor goes for the pin, but Jey hits a Uso splash on them for the win. And Jey goes to Toronto. As Jey celebrates his win with the WWE Universe, the lights go out, section by section. Bray Wyatt's music begins to play as the door he walked through appears on the ramp. When the door opens, a light shines through it, but quickly turns off. A masked woman, Nikki Cross, Sister Abigail, then slowly crawls through and stares at the lantern on the entrance ramp. She then points towards the door where the camera person moves to see several people laid out. A man in a rabbit mask holding a mallet with help written on it. It was Eric Rowan, which is the rambling rabbit. Then stands by them as the camera pans to find the gorilla position completely destroyed. Another masked man then sits on the case, Dexter Loomis, which was Waylon the Mercy the Buzzard, sorry. And the other masked man stand by, which was Dexter Loomis. And then we have the Husky the Pig, Joe Gacy. The camera then pans to several superstars laid out, and we see Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas. The three masked men then join the masked woman on the ramp, and Uncle Howdy holds up the lantern. It tells the fans they're here and blows it out. The lantern, and the show comes to a close. And he blows it out just like his brother, which I'm telling you, I wasn't scared. I was just so intrigued about the whole situation that I actually started crying because it was so good. And I was so happy. And I know that that day, Bray Wyatt had his smile from ear to ear and started laughing. And he just probably kept singing, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. And I was so thrilled with it. Excellent job on this. It's going to get me to watch next week. So speaking of next week, same time, 346. It's going to be on Friday, just because there's a pay-per-view and it's on a Sunday, so I don't have any issues about that. So I will be back here at 2:00 for episode 346. But please do me a favor, go check out the rest of my content on my channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications, so when I go live, upload a video, or do a short, you'll know about it. Please follow me on my social media, which is Mel'S Mat Chat. That is on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, Cameo, and I am on X. So all of that. I'm also on Instagram. I'm on Threads. I'm on all of that. The only two differences is that Snapchat and OnlyFans, Real Mel's Mat Chat. Just to let you know, July 1st is coming, and it will be I will be closing the free trial out, and you will have to start paying for it at $4.99 a month. I think that's reasonable. And then eventually I'll start raising it, and there's other things. And I have a PayPal app if you want to donate to the channel, because I don't know if I'm going to get 1,000 followers. I want to be able to monetize this somehow. There's a section in the PayPal. You can write a little note. I'll read it and whatnot on here. Whatever you want to donate, I will get it. Make sure I'll do that. Questions, whatever you have. I am also on Cameo, Mel's Mat Chat, so you could do the same thing there. Either way. But I will please also go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Visit their website for all your beard essentials. Please check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Please check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com, and go check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net. Visit their website for all the information. Follow them on social media. Please join me this Friday coming up at 2 p.m. for episode 346. I want everybody to have a great weekend. It's hot. Please be safe here in New York. I love you all, and go and enjoy CM Punk tonight on SmackDown. I love you all. Have a great weekend. Bye.